Hello and welcome to this trade finance tutorial. Today, we are diving deep into two critical topics. First one, how to examine a demand under a guarantee that is not subject to any rules. Second, how ISP98 guides us in examining demands under standby letters of credit. If you are in banking, finance, or international trade, this is crucial knowledge. So, let's get started. When a demand guarantee is issued without referencing any standard rules, things can be tricky. Why? Because there is no clear standard on how the guarantee should be examined. Unlike guarantees governed by URDG 758 or ISP98, these guarantees leave many questions unanswered. For example, how long does the guarantor have to review the demand? In some cases, the guarantee itself might specify a time frame, such as 5 banking days to accept or reject the demand. However, if no timeline is stated, the question arises, what is considered a reasonable time? Then, there is the issue of compliance. Without rules like URDG 758 or ISP98, should the guarantor apply a strict compliance standard? If so, how strict? Let's take an example. Imagine a demand guarantee that requires an invoice stating shipment date 1st March 2025. If the submitted invoice date shipped on 01/03/2025, should this minor formatting difference be a reason for rejection? Without clear rules, the decision is left open to the interpretation. Another challenge is legal jurisdiction. The applicable law of the guarantee might say that compliance should be strict, but what does it mean in practice? Some courts may allow minor errors, while others might reject a demand over a small typographical mistake. This legal uncertainty is why many professionals avoid guarantees without a governing set of rules. Now, let's shift gears and talk about how ISP98, that is International Standby Practices, provide a structured approach and examining demand under standby letters of credit. ISP98 is widely used for standby LCs, ensuring consistency and reducing disputes. Under Rule 4 of ISP98, a demand must strictly comply with the standby letter of credit's terms and conditions. This means that the bank or guarantor examines the document based on what is recorded in the standby LC and not based on an external factors. Example, imagine a standby LC requires a statement of non-payment from the beneficiary. If the presented document says, we have not received payment, then does this comply? Under ISP98, the wording does not have to be identical unless the LC specifically requires an exact match. So, in this case, as long as the meaning remains the same, the document would be acceptable. Another important rule under ISP98 is Rule 4.03, which states that documents only need to be checked for inconsistencies if the standby LC specifically requires it. So, if a bill of lading and an invoice show slightly different weights for goods shipped, the bank would not reject the demand unless the LC mandates checking for consistency. But what about signatures? Under ISP98 Rule 4.07, if a standby LC requires a signed certificate, the signature that appears authentic is acceptable. It does not have to match a pre-approved signatures unless specifically stated in the LC. This flexibility helps avoid unnecessary rejections over minor signature variations. So, what have we learned today? First, when dealing with a demand guarantee which is not subject to any rules, there is a lot of ambiguity. The examination process depends on the terms of the guarantee, applicable law, and interpretation of the compliance. Second, ISP98 provides a clear framework for examining standby LC demands, ensuring consistency and reducing discrepancies. It focuses on compliances based on the LC term, disregards non-documentary conditions, and allow minor variations in wording unless exact wording is required. And finally, using structured rules like ISP98 or URDG 758 is always recommended to avoid legal uncertainty and ensure a smooth demand examination process. If you found this tutorial helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more trade finance insights. Have questions? Drop them in the comments below, and I will be happy to answer. See you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.